came a long way from where I've been. Got a heavy load, they say I've been carrying. And I know I'll have to answer for all my sins. So I better cash out right now for the walls closing.
Yeah, I stole the game, getaway car in the open range. Grinded out, sleet, snow, rain. Took a hold of pain, no Novocaine. I'll show 'em plain and simpler. Broke it down with the written word on how to strike when the iron's hot. And climb on top, then fire shots when you get the urge. I flip a bird to the system, that fugitive. Fuck the world with no lubricant. Keep hating, that's fueling this engine inside with this pen of mine to get these rhymes. And then in time it got lucrative. Stuck 'em up and I doubled up. I'm one-on-one with no duplicate. If that shoe will fit, then I throw 'em on. Run a motherfucking marathon. Get the torch and I'll carry on till it burns out. And it turns out that it's still lit, never gone off. Here to make a scene till I'm hauled off. Burn bright till ain't nothing left, but don't fall off. So tell 'em.
I came a long way from where I've been. Got a heavy load, they say I've been carrying. And I know I'll have to answer for all my sins. So I better cash out right now for the walls closing. Before the walls closing. Before the walls closing.
I've had people that misleaded me and treated me like I'm nothing. Turning back or they bet against me, it seemed to me that they bluffing. I kept winning and kept pushing they buttons. I hit them over the head with it, better check for concussions. I've been crushing, I've been rapping, enjoying now cause ain't shit lasting. Chip cashing before I'm out, then get the whiskey and pour around. Outlaw to my downfall, left lane and I'm speed racing. With a dream that I've been chasing, I keep chasing. My seat facing that limelight, strike gold when that time right, then bow out when that time's done. With my money in my mind right, ain't it funny how the hindsight's always perfect. And the wounds heal on the surface, and the scar tissue inside you will define you, but it's worth it. Find your purpose, find what you love doing, find obstacles and then run through them. Make something stick and then unglue them, then re-glue them. Just keep moving and see through all of your enemies and feed the fire with intensity. Just look at me independently, I pulled off the heist of the century.
Came a long way from where I've been. Got a heavy load, they say I've been carrying. And I know I'll have to answer for all my sins. So I better cash out right now for the walls closing. Before the walls closing. Before the walls closing.
Now can you promise not to tell nobody that I might have just lost control? I smoke, I drink, trying to numb that pain, but it don't work no more. And doctor, can you give me something to feel whole? I'm falling deeper than I ever have before. Lord, no.
I've been feeling like I'm racing the clock, minute hand going ham on the face of the watch. Storyline playing, but I stray from the plot as I'm praying that all the medication I pop to chop down and lines on the countertop stops. All the voices in my head, I turn them down just a notch. The devil on my shoulder, he a fucking chatterbox, always trying to get me canceled or carried out by the cops. But I'm still here, crack another beer from the 12-pack. Give a cheers to the years and the setbacks. Never took 12 steps, I confess that. That ain't really in my plan yet, life a chess match. And I'm in it for the long haul with y'all. Keep a queen running gambit, the pawns will fall. I'm the king, stand tall, and all in all I'm on till it's all gone, or they call the law. Yeah, I smoke, I drink, crush pills on the sink. And I know they judge me, but I don't care what y'all think. I'm just trying to make it through life, the slope is slippery as a rink. And we all know this shit could end in a blink. I'm just trying to do my best like you know. They told me life was a bitch, and it's true, you know. But no matter what I felt or what hand that I'm dealt, I'ma keep pushing through, you know. Yeah.
Now can you promise not to tell nobody that I might have just lost control? I smoke, I drink, trying to numb that pain, but it don't work no more. And doctor, can you give me something to feel whole? I'm falling deeper than I ever have before. Lord, no. Let me break, I got my back against the wall.
Fall starts when I got up in the race with the best to ever do it, so I try to keep pace with. Reaching for a makeshift life, rap anxious. Keeping out for opportunity so I can take it. Life is a war, no rules of engagement. People climbing over each other to hit the A-list. Minotaur caught in the mazes with the woman in the red dress as I'm lost in the matrix. Had Morpheus give me the red pill, and I crushed it down and snorted through $100 bill. Anything to make me feel, anything to make the simulation that we living in seem real. Cause Lord knows, seen highs but more lows. School of hard knocks, had a full course load. Trying to get right with myself for the door closed. Swimming through the gins, Merlots and Bordeaux. I'm so numb that I wish that I felt all the pain in my brain, but it really just melts away. I need something just to live with myself. What the doctor got me, shit, it really just helps for a moment. So those times I cherish and hold it. Learn to deal with it, cause I never could control it. They judge me, I get it, I'm troubled, I'm reckless, but at least I fucking own it.
And if I die before I wake, don't let them take my soul away. I've seen things that no one knows, but this just the life I chose. I said, I swear I've been through it all. Them highs, them lows, it's protocol. Yeah, I know where I'm from, but where I go, Lord knows. Let me break, I got my back against the wall.
Good morning, or I guess good afternoon by 40 minutes if you're on the East Coast. If you're anywhere, Central or West Coast, it's still morning, so I guess it works. But yeah, what's going on, guys? I didn't stream yesterday like I said I was going to because I ended up staying up way too late trying to get entries. I'm sure a lot of people did too. And here we are. We are on the up and up. Now, I don't want to jinx it. All right. I'm tired of jinxing it. But let's go ahead and switch it over. And yeah, I'm still kind of waking up. Like I woke up at 7:50 this morning, but I'm still not quite kicking, so to speak. Let me turn down my side real quick. There we go. Alrighty. Here we are. Howdy doody. So let's go over it. I got stopped out a stupid amount of times. Like a dumb amount of times. So right now we are sitting in some pretty hefty profit, up $2,300, but the account is still not back to break even. Right now we're sitting at $4,000 on the account with the additional profit of the current trade. So I mean, if we slip back some, yeah, it's going to fall down, but we're looking pretty. Let's go ahead and talk about how this structure ended up, working out. So on last live stream, people were calling me greedy because they were like, do you really think it's going to go down that low? And just like I said the second that I take this profit, we are going to turn back around and it's going to go exactly where I wanted it to go in the first place. And what happened, it did. But we ended up working this out as a ABC, of course, as it always does. But with the additional ABC on the C wave. So the official entry that should have been taken and still being held on to right now is 41,315. And that number is quite significant. If you go ahead and you're on the BTC USD index, all right, let me make sure. Okay, Just make sure the audio's on. That number is very, very close to 41,700-ish. So we were a little bit below that. You can kind of see it as like a bear trap. But 41,700 is the daily local low of the A. So that's what we really want to stay above. But we got a very significant structure so far. ABC, ABC, finish up with the C wave. And yeah. So I don't have an entry on BTC. I figured I'd put my eggs into the basket of sushi because this could be monumental in terms of the account. I'd rather go with the trade that has a little bit more R&R. So obviously, like, I'm using BTC as the forefront of, all right, if ABC is looking good on BTC, then I can go ahead and enter on sushi. That's kind of how I worked it out. So last night I was playing, well, not last night, but the night before. I was playing the 5.924 level. All right. So my entry is a little bit above that, and the reason being was I didn't want to go ahead and throw everything into it at the 5.927 level. Instead, what I did was I was using about $80 worth of risk. So I put $40 worth of risk in at the $5.92.7 level. And then once we got back above this A right here, which is obviously the larger one, this is just a tiny one, I went ahead and stuck the rest of it in, bringing my average entry up a little bit, you know, kind of making sure that we were in a little bit better of a situation before I threw everything in there. And so far, so good. In terms of what I'm thinking, in terms of sushi getting up to, I'm not going to say like for officially, because my plan is to wait until we see what sushi is at when BTC is at 52, 54K. As well as that, like I said, I mean, I'm not like 100% positive, but this is a very substantial ABC and has definitely the possibility of continuing the bull market. Someone in the Discord kept saying, I thought you said it was going to be a bear market. That was my best guess. All right. But when it comes to gigantic ABC correction structures like this, you can't really deny the fact that it can have a massive impact. I mean, look at this one right here. We covered this last live stream. This tiny ABC in comparison, obviously it wasn't tiny by any means, but in comparison to what we're working with, and we saw the propulsion that came off of that one. I also was taking a look at some of the YouTube videos surrounding Bitcoin over the past like 2 days, and you're seeing a lot of people that were talking about us dumping down all the way to like 30K again. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility, but typically when you see the majority of YouTubers talking about a dump, and we're sitting in a very, very peculiar position for a fake out, and that's pretty much what ABCs almost are. It's almost bear traps or bull traps if it's a bearish ABC. All right. So, I mean, this is the perfect point to do so. So right now we have the ABC, obviously on the macro scale, with the low being 39,900-ish. And this can be seen as kind of like a retest of that local low with a very significant bounce coming off of it. The only other places that we really need to watch out for short term to possibly hedge our long positions to the downside would be if we form an ABC off of the $44,400 level. Looking something like this. Now that most definitely could be a possibility to bring us down even lower, because that would be seen as a possible rejection off of this lower level right here, forcing us to go down to a lower low. Still not quite certain on that, but I'm going to be holding this long for quite a long period of time. Even on sushi, I mean, depending on how things work out, I'll probably be taking some profit on sushi, but leaving most of it in. Just taking enough profit off the top to give me some margin to hedge against it once BTC does get up to that $54,000 level, or if it does get up to that level. But other than that, I mean, sushi, let's look on it on the macro scale, because this thing has some potential. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at sushi on the daily chart here. So what do you see so far? All right, well, you see a gigantic uptrend and a gigantic downtrend. And within that downtrend, you see A, B, C. We've put in that lower low off of the $6.06 level. And this can be seen as a retest of that local low. And so far, so good. But if we can confirm some support off of it, getting back up to maybe the $8 region, it's looking pretty hot. Just short term, well, obviously not short term, but you know what I'm talking about when I'm looking at the macro. But what we probably can expect is around $15. And that would be, I think, respectable. That would be an A, a B, and then a C going up. And hopefully, if that is going to be the top, which, like I said, I don't necessarily think so at this point in time, hopefully we'll get some sort of ABC on the C wave, giving us a position to hedge it at least. But other than that, if this is possibly the low, hoping to go see a new all-time high, we're looking for some pretty saucy profit. I mean, just back to the all-time high here would be $90,000 to the account. So it's a little bit of hopium. We are still very, very early to the stages of that possibly working out, but it's looking good from a macro scale. Us holding above that $6 level is very, very significant in terms of price structure. And obviously on the smaller time frames, we talked about this last live stream that sushi was possibly going to go put in a new lower low. And if it did so, I would be on the smaller time frames looking for an ABC to possibly get an entry for the rebound back up above that. So right now, in terms of this particular structure that matters most in terms of us at the very moment, we should be looking for somewhere around $8.55 before any sort of major pullback. Not saying that we will get a pullback. I'm just saying that's what we would typically be looking for. Like I said, once we get up to that $8.50 region, I'm going to be sitting in about $12,000 worth of profit, bringing the account to about $14,000. And what I'd probably be doing at that point is I'd probably be taking somewhere around like 15 to 20% of my profit off of this trade, leaving the rest in there, like I said, because there's a very, very good possibility, especially being able to get along off of that retest of that local low of $6. This might be something that I want to leave and just let it ride. At the moment, I only have about $171 of margin on the account, so I don't have anything left to hedge. So if we do get up to that $8 region, being able to take around $3,000 of that $12,000 profit would allow me to take the hedges. That way, if anything were to go wrong, I can maintain the profit that was already made. But that's kind of my plan so far. We still have a couple days for this to kind of get up to that level. But so far, so good. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't go back down and retest $6.20. It would make sense for the market to want to go retest that local low. And then for BTC, it makes sense for us to go back down to 42,600. I mean, we can even go as far as $41,747 again. I wouldn't mind it one bit. All right. And it's just, you got to have the mentality of this, if this and that. I've had kind of like that same discussion with myself for the past couple of days. Just kind of, looking at the charts every 5 seconds, I find myself doing. So, I had to practice meditating a little bit while price action worked itself out. And, just if you're in that state of mind, just remind yourself, if you're above the A, you're good. All right. There's nothing you can do. You can't control price action. Watching it or hoping it or cursing price action is not going to make it do anything that you want it to do. You just got to sit and wait. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Right. With that being said, let's go ahead and say hello. Agris, what's going on, man? Longle caught the long. How you doing? Johnny Crypto, what's going on, man? And then I know you said call you PM, but I feel like that's a cop-out. All right, call you PM. PM, you got stopped out. You were in a short. It depends on where you're short from. I don't really see any places where it would have made sense to take a short. And I know that sucks because we did come down quite a bit after having a little bit of a rebound. But in terms of like larger structures, I guess if you were playing the smaller time frames, maybe I did see, you know, one or two things that could have been shorted. What happened to... I hate when that happens. For some reason, it deletes it off my watch list. Where's the index? There it is. Okay. Like, you had to be really... The one place that, like, I saw a potential for a short but didn't take it, because right now I didn't feel like it was the time to take shorts. I guess you could say that one. That little tiny ABC. Obviously, it worked out, but yeesh. That was quite an entry if you got that. But right now, we are looking hot. We were talking about this a couple days ago with the possibility of, you know, an A, a B, and a C kind of ordeal with that putting in that low and then forming an Adam and Eve. So we got Adam, we got Eve, and if we can break above that $44,000 level, it's going to be fantastic. Side note, do you see how fantastic I drew that V? I got skills. Yeah, I can increase the leverage to release funds into my available balance, but I'm pretty confident on us going up. Because right now, there's absolutely no reason for me to get ahead of myself. There is no ABC telling us to go short right now. And I got a bunch of people that ask me, like, you know, when do we start shorting? There is a time for scalping. And there is a time to pay attention that this could be one of the bigger macro moves. And sit on your thumbs. All right? Because if you can't control yourself and get rid of that greed or that fear when the time is right, you are going to miss some of the biggest trades you can possibly take. All right? Right now, unless we get a substantial ABC, I'm talking, you know, putting in a higher high than 44,000 and coming back below it, making a bigger ABC, really no reason for me to be short right now. Especially on these smaller time frames. There is nothing. All right. You can go, okay, well, we have uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, but off of that, we have nothing. Like I said, looking for about $8.50, you know, just off of this structure if it is going to fail. But $15 is what we're looking for on the macro 0.441. But I do think there is a possibility to go retest all-time highs. So that's why I'm holding on to it. But if we have to take profit at $15, that's going to be $43,000 almost. Now, obviously, I will have to take some profit to give myself some margin to hedge against that. So it probably won't be exactly that. It'll probably be somewhere around like 30,000, 33,000. But that's still quite a lot of moolah for for a $2,000 account. Why do you have the EMA on your chart? I figured I'd just do it. That's a cool little metric. I don't make any trades off of it. It's nice to see. I tried to spruce up my chart a little bit. Let's see. Let's bring this out a little bit more. To hopefully allow you guys to see the numbers a little bit better. Obviously, like you guys probably have your own charts open. You don't really need to see the live stream to see what price is. But, you know, for me, you know, putting lines and stuff, it makes a little bit more sense. I think I turned... Did you get wrecked last time? I wouldn't say I got wrecked, but I did get stomped trying to get these entries. Because I was playing the smaller time frames. I was taking this ABC, because this is one of the most essential trades to have on your portfolio at the point in time. I mean, if we just get back up to like $6.80, which isn't too far away. All right, I'll already be back at 5,000 into that $8.50 level. The account will be sitting at, you know, almost 14 grand. So will be almost 3 times what the account was before I got stomped. Right now on the 15-minute, the MACD leader is crossed to the downside. But one good thing is that the red line is already almost back to where it was before we pumped, which with that small of a move is quite significant. So I'd love to see it. If I want to quit nicotine again, I'm just going to do it the same old way I did it before. When I quit nicotine last time, I locked myself in my room and just sat in a dark room and suffered. Because I think it's kind of almost therapeutic. Obviously, me talking about this is a little bit hypocritical, but, you know, it shows you how much your body was dependent on that chemical and makes it so that you probably don't want it again. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy vaping a lot. But at some point in time, there will be a place to stop. Hey, Kite, thanks for all you do. So is it wise to do Patreon at the beginning of the month? Yes. Like I say all the time, if you guys are signing up anywhere near the end of the month, just please wait. It's not going to be urgent. You're not going to miss anything. You know, if I do make any major moves, I try to get on live stream. You know, so wait until the second of the month. That way you don't get double charged. And part of the reason why my account dropped so significantly wasn't because I was using more risk. It's just the simple matter of the fact that when you're playing an altcoin like Sushi, that doesn't necessarily have a lot of open interest to compare it to something like BTC, you're going to be paying a lot in slippage fees. So on here, where it says like I'm going to only lose 100, 120 bucks, I probably end up losing around 200 when I do get stopped out. That's where, like, if you can help it, if it does get close to your stop, try your best to limit out of the trade. All right. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does, and it saves you a little bit of money. But yeah, getting stopped out, losing 200, 200, 200, 200 definitely sucks. But I had to look at what the potential was versus what I could lose, and it's just too damn massive to let that slip through my fingers. Like I said, just back up to that $15 level is 40x what the account originally was. So if we get back up to the all-time high, that's a quick $100,000 in my pocket. And then we can switch it to the Billy to a Millie challenge. That's what I'm calling it now. But we got to get to that $100,000 point first. If we get to $100,000, then we will start the Billy to a Millie challenge. And, you know, cash out a Lambo at the end. Just kidding. I do not feel like paying property taxes on a Lambo. You can get out of here with that mess, because that would be ridiculous. I think my property taxes already for my current car are like $2,000 a year, which, if you live in a state that doesn't have property taxes on vehicles, you're lucky you. How do you limit stop loss? You basically just hit close by limit. And then, you know, as it's coming close to your stop loss, try to have it bump up. If you're in a long, you need price to come up to limit into it. If you're trying to close it. What's going on, Vincent? How you doing? And hello, Max. What's my leverage on this trade? 20x. Just got in here, BTC to 30K in a week. The only time that I will say that BTC is going to go to 30K is if we put in an ABC off of 44,000 and we stay below 44,000. That's the only time. Right now, we have an Adam and Eve with a confirmed correction off of the macro local low of a macro ABC. Pretty much everything is telling you long now. And don't just long because I said long now. I meant if you got the correct entry, which was 41,350. Well, I'll be playing Elden Ring. I took a look at it. It looks pretty cool. I haven't done any like research on what it's really about, but always looking for new games to play. I've been playing the hell out of God of War, and kind of sad because like it's such a good game, but after you've already played it for like, you know, a couple playthroughs, it loses its magic a little bit. But hey, supposedly the new one's coming out this year. We don't have an official release date yet, which kind of makes me worried that they might push it off till next year. But I'm very excited, but also very sad because apparently this is the last one, which I don't know why they would do this to me. How are you going to make a game that's that good and then end it after the next one? Like they have to, in some way, shape, or form, like do a spin-off with the son. Like they're don't do this to me. With a $100,000, with a $1,000 account, how long will it take you to reach 100K? With a 7.1 risk to reward ratio, depending on like what risk percentage you're using, probably a decent period of time, but you know, that's time well spent. You know, with sushi, this could possibly be a one trade deal to get to $100,000. And then with $100,000, you think about it like this, all right? If I can go from $1,000 to $100,000, which is 100x, I could most definitely go from $100,000 to $1 million pretty easily, which is only 10x. Only problem that you might run into eventually would be the max limit size on Bybit, but you can use multiple accounts for that, which I think it's pretty high anyways. I don't think it's anywhere close. The risk limit's $100,000, but I think you can increase that. But yeah, that's $100,000 if you were trying to use like 1x leverage. If you have $100,000, you're probably only using like maybe, let's see, 1% would be $1,000. So probably like $10,000 maximum for margin. Yep, $2,000 a year just to own the vehicle. But since I am a 1099, I can write a lot of that stuff off. Do you still trade with your main portfolio? Of course I do. Now it's macro moves and the stop losses are much, much bigger than these challenge portfolios. On my main portfolio, I think I used like 0.5% risk with like a 2 to 3% stop loss. And I'm only playing these macro moves. So this one in particular, I have traded on my main account already. Because like I said, this could be one of the biggest trades that have come along in quite a while. So you don't want to miss this. You think about where the market's at this current point in time, you have a lot of people that are very fearful of this turning into a Head and Shoulders coming down. And I get that. It's pretty damn, it looks like a Head and Shoulders. It talks like a Head and Shoulders. But you got to look at the ABC. For me, it's as simple as if this and that. If we are above 41,700 on the larger time frames, we are good. But more importantly, the smaller time frames, right now in particular, 41,831, that's where we can kind of guarantee that we can still be on the up and up. The insurance on my new vehicle is actually lower than my previous. It has a lot of factors to do with it. First and foremost, the newer vehicle has a lot more safety features. It has 2 extra airbags. It has, the blind spot monitoring. The cruise control automatically steers for you. And if you become unconscious, it will bring the car to a full stop safely and pull you to the side of the road. As well as that, I have grown up. So, the closer that I get to 25, the better my price for insurance will get. So when I renewed my policy this month, my car insurance actually got lowered by $100. Previously, I was paying like $500. Now I'm paying $400. Is it a pain trying to get entries on multiple accounts, especially on Sushi? Not necessarily, because like I said, on my main account, I'm using significantly larger stop losses because I'm working with significantly larger amounts of money. So therefore I don't have to be as risky. So, to make the same exact amount of money as I'm gonna make now, I don't have to do as much. But if you have $1,000 portfolio and you're trying to make $100,000, you have to be very, very risky to make $100,000 on a larger portfolio. It's a drop in the bucket. Dude, what was I supposed to do? I'm not a car guy, and when Google tells me my car is front wheel drive, I have no other option but to say Google's probably right over this little kid that doesn't know anything. But yes, you are right. It is a rear wheel drive. I can't say rear wheel drive without sounding like a complete idiot. Car insurance, $400 per 6 months. Oh, no. Not that cheap. It's like $2,000 over the course of 6 months. Well, more than $2,000, but it's $400 a month. Hey, Austin, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, I do plan on live streaming more, getting back into the swing of things. And recently just finished up a crazy amount of good games. I played through Spider-Man Miles Morales. Loved it. Like, it was my first Spider-Man game since I was 7 years old with a PS2. It felt really good to play that. And then I played Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which was very good. Crazy graphics, especially the fact that I can run at 120 hertz is amazing. And then I played through Ghost of Tsushima, which is a fantastic game. And then I played through God of War, which I'm still kind of playing on and off. and then I plan on playing The Last of Us, and then The Last of Us Part 2. I gotta say, like, PS5, PlayStation has some of the best exclusives, hands down. And like, I was really not on any side. I've been a PC player since I was 12 years old. Well, 11 years old. So, I mean, Microsoft started releasing all the Xbox exclusives on the PC. So, I was happy to see that. And now, PlayStation is getting in on the action. And I mean, there's no better time to be alive than to be a PC player. I mean, it just makes more sense now that, like, I think the PC is actually becoming market dominant. And it just makes sense. The PCs, yeah, they cost a little bit more up front, but they last longer too. I mean, you put, $2,000 into, a PC. I mean, it's going to last you like 5, 6, 7 years before you really need to upgrade. This PC has a 3090, and of course, I'm the type of guy that wants the best of the best. So when they come out with a 4090, I'll probably buy it. But do I really need to? Absolutely not. I tell you what, though, I need to get a haircut. Like, I've been noticing, like, it's been getting into my eyes the past couple of days, and I need to fix it. I also started watching Peaky Blinders on Netflix, which, once again, it's one of those situations where I'm mad and I'm glad. One, I'm mad because I didn't watch it earlier, but also, now that I started watching it, there's 5 seasons to get through, so a lot of stuff to fill my time. Also, Peacemaker, I think already the new episode came out today. I'm going to watch that once we get off a live stream, which if you have not seen Peacemaker on HBO Max, it's fantastic. It's funny as hell. Do you like Tarkov? I own Tarkov. I haven't really played it much. I haven't played it since like a lot of the decent updates where like they fix some of the performance issues and all that. I might give it a chance in the future, but I don't know, man. It feels like one of those games that's gonna like suck up my life. Also, like, I don't know if my heart can take it. Like, I can play Call of Duty all day and not have my heart rate raised too much when I get into firefights. But you put me in a game like Rust, where there is consequences to dying in terms of like, you might lose 2 hours worth of farm, or you might lose, the raid, my heart rate goes skyrocketing. So in Tarkov, where like, you're going into the game for loot, and if you die, you lose all your loot. I don't know. I might have a heart attack. Peaky Blinders induces smoking cigars. I just got to season 2, and the kid from Animal Kingdom is in the show. And I love that actor, dude. He's such a badass on Animal Kingdom. I can only imagine what he looks like and what he does on Peaky Blinders. If you guys haven't seen Animal Kingdom's that one's a good one. And I don't know what network was it? Fox, CBS? I don't know which network Animal Kingdom was on, but it was a surprise because you usually don't get shows like that out of those types of networks. If you got a good drama show, it usually is coming from HBO or I don't know, Netflix. Also, there's a new series on Netflix called Archive 81, and if you guys like horror, it's not really like that scary. it's just like a cool mystery. Yeah, don't go all in. Don't go all in, dude. Like I said, this could potentially be one of the most important trades of your account if you're just starting an account or like you haven't really made that good of a macro trade yet. But don't waste it away. Season 1 of Peaky Blinders is the best. It's all downhill from there. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I refuse. Like Game of Thrones. Like it only got better until season 8. And even season 8 was like it wasn't bad. It's just it didn't end up the way that I hoped it would. Like, well, you know, in 25 years, when he finishes the books, I'm sure I'll have an answer on how it should have worked out. But yeah, it just kind of sucked. Like I said, I didn't dislike it. I thought it was a crazy good piece of art, especially like when they had the battle of Winterfell. I don't know if that's. It's been a long time since I saw it, but watching that episode on an OLED TV was fantastic. Do you still have Eclipse Kite? Yeah, technically Eclipse is still in my name, but I don't own it anymore. Like I said, I'm gonna let my cousin buy it off of me. Which we just got new brakes and rotors and tires for that vehicle, so he's riding pretty. I haven't seen a lot of shows. I watched a little bit of Dexter and I liked it, but it couldn't keep my attention long enough, which is hard to do. Like a lot of the times, like I could easily drop something if it doesn't keep my attention. Got a really big problem with that ever since I was a kid. Like I said, ADD, I would go from one subject to the next and learn everything I could, and then I'll be gone. It's the same thing with TV shows. Like if they are not absolutely captivating, you're not going to see me watching it for too long. And like I get it, like Dexter, like you might have a totally different opinion of it being captivating. It just, I don't know. It was like Blacklist. Blacklist was really, really good, and then it kind of dropped off the map. Have I played Cyberpunk? Yeah, I got it the day it came out, and I played it on PC, so I was able to get, you know, good graphics, good frame rate. I do think it could have had like a better story, and a lot of like the open world mechanics, I felt like I got cheated on. Like one of the things I hated about that game was like the cars. Like you really like the way that you bought cars, there was no really good variety, which I mean, I guess is kind of like over expecting. Like I said, I thought Cyberpunk was good, but it could have been a little bit better. That's all. And I totally get like people on like Xbox and PS4 and stuff, they got absolutely screwed because, you know, they might have been able to play the game, but it was at such low graphics because it took so much to run that game. But nah, I had a good opinion of it. If I had to like rate it out of 100, I'd probably give it like, I would say like a 65. Breaking Bad is definitely one of the shows that kept my attention all the way up until the end. Guys, should I take my profits at 46 to 54K or 54K? It's up to you. Do you want to play the short-term time frame or do you want to play the long-term time frame? Now, because the long-term ABC is calling for 54 to 52. And then the short-term is, calling for like right now. All right. I mean, we're already at, past the 0.441 of the current ABC. We're sitting right at it. Depending on how you're able to land this trade, it doesn't make sense for you. Where do you hope to get back in? If we continue charging to the upside, are you going to FOMO? All right, it's up to you. Like I said, once sushi gets a little bit deeper into profit, I'll probably take a little bit off the top, give myself some margin back to work with. But as of right now, I mean, everything is looking so damn fantastic. And I don't think a lot of people realize yet, because like I said, you take a look at YouTube and a lot of YouTube is still bearish. You got, I think I saw Data Dash talking about a dump to the downside. Some other people as well. Like I said, I don't keep up too much, but in terms of just market structure, like I said, you can't really say like right now that it's going to be the absolute bottom, but in terms of price structure, it is as of right now. Like I said, as long as we're above that $41,700 mark, all is well and good. So we'll see how it works out. I plan on holding this to the frickin' moon, dude. All right, only makes sense. Trades like this don't come very often. How do you know when the C wave is hit and price reverses? Well, you know when the C wave hit when you get a lower low than the A. All right, as long as you come back above the A, you can assume that it's done. Doesn't mean that it is, but you can assume that it is. All right, because there's nothing else that you can really do. Like, there's nothing that's going to absolutely 100% of the time confirm that the end of the C wave is in and you're good to go. The only thing that you can count on is that if you put in a lower low and you stay above it, that it is done. All right, like up here, for example, we caught this one, but definitely not the way that we should have. All right, right here, for example, we have uptrend, we have downtrend, we have uptrend. All right, you have absolutely no way to know that $68,000, $68,800 was the top. The only thing that you can really count on is that once you get back below the A of 67,200, that it is done. And if it does not come back above there, there's no way to know. And you just hold on to it. Which is exactly what I'm doing with this one. All right, right now, we have a downtrend, we have an uptrend, we have a downtrend. We put in a lower low, and we are above the A. And as long as we are, I can assume that the C wave is done, and we move on. Do you expect an all-time high? I wouldn't say that I expect it, but I think it's in the cards. Like I said, we saw what happened off of the last ABC. So you can only imagine what could happen off of this one. Recommended take profit schedule? What do you mean? What do you mean by schedule? Like 8 a.m. every single day, take profit? Like I said, we have to wait for price action to show us when to take profit. Right now, we're not even halfway close. All right, we're looking for around 52 to 54K for BTC. And then wherever sushi is at during that period of time, I will hedge. Like I said, in terms of sushi on the macro scale, I don't think I'm going to fully take profits. The best that I'll do will hedge. What happened to your Discord, Kite? What do you mean? My Discord is still kicking. Would you short sushi from 6.334? There's nothing telling me to do that. Or if you're talking about like that being a possible ABC, that's not even, it's so thin. Or if you want to hedge, you need to wait for a structure that really matters. All right, like right here, for example, we had uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. We can actually see an ABC. Right here, this is all just a single uptrend, and this might be possibly a B going into a C for a retest of the downside. If you want to hedge, the next hedge would be here. Like I said, I'm not going to get caught up on these smaller time frames. Right now, I'm focusing on the macro. There is a time to scalp, but then there is a time to sit on your frickin' thumbs and let the profit roll in. If you can't control yourself when the time is right, you are going to lose out on massive, massive amounts of profit. And this could very, very possibly be one of those times. Why is this Adam and Eve? Well, look at it. All right, well, what is an Adam and Eve? It is a sharp recovery with a rounded bottom. If you want to call it a cup and handle, you can call it a cup and handle. Sharp recovery, rounded bottom. And then this is the neckline. All right, that's what we're really hoping to break. If we can break 44,000, it's going to be a very positive growth from there. Kite, you said you're holding to the moon. What moon, bro? Saturn. Saturn's moons. That's the moon I'm holding to. Not our moon. Our moon is way too close. We're going to Saturn's moons. Have you made profit with ABC and MACD on the 1 minute time frame? I don't. If you find me on anything below the 15 minute, it is in conjunction with the larger ABCs. I don't really play the 1 minute time frame like that. All right, so on like sushi, for example. All right. Or we'll just use BTC. All right. If we have a big A and a big B, and we are past the A at the current point in time, yeah, you might see me on the smaller time frames trying to find an entry off of this or this. But besides that, no, I don't take 1 minute time frame scalps. It is always in conjunction with the larger time frames. Kite, do you actually need to read books to get better at trading or just follow a strategy? I wouldn't say you need to read books, but do you want to help yourself? All right, because listening to other people that have more experience than you do definitely helps. Like Trading in the Zone. All right, when I was starting, reading that book didn't automatically change trading for me. What it did was give me key things to look at for, in the future that I might be doing wrong. All right. So like when I haven't made a mistake before, but end up making that mistake that Trading in the Zone was talking about, I can better identify that I'm making that mistake and work on it. And if you want to get good at trading, don't just read trading books, all right? Read books about Zen. Read books about just being okay with being okay. All right, because a lot of the times being a good trader simply comes from the fact that you don't get in your own way and that you understand that there is absolutely nothing you can do and just be. All right, next time that you are getting anxious about the chart, let's say that you just took an entry off of an A and it's hanging around your entry and you're like, I hate my life. All right, open up your phone, set a timer for 20 minutes, and do not open your eyes until that timer is off. Watch your breath. And if you have a thought, watch your thought. Don't try to force the thought out of your head. Just watch it. And just have fun. And if you open your eyes and you're still anxious, do it again. And do it again. And do it again. Until you're okay with just letting things work out. I don't believe how much I'm making. Any thoughts based on when you surely went through this? Celebrate it. Be proud of yourself. And just be realistic as well. Making a stupid amount of cash off of a small amount is very intoxicating. And it can cause you to do dumb things that end up making you lose the cash that you made. And also just be realistic. Did you get lucky? And if you did, that's okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with getting lucky. But it just means that you probably shouldn't continue what you're doing. And, like I said, just don't let the intoxication get to you. What is your total risk on this trade? Like $70, but probably with slippage, probably somewhere around like 110. If you do that meditation thing, you might get... See, that's exactly why you do the meditation thing, because even in that same sentence, you're stressed out. Even in the same sentence, you're going, but what if I get stopped out? What if this? What if that? What if this? All right, there's nothing you can do about that. All right, there's nothing you can do to prevent getting stopped out. If you're going to get stopped out, it's already done. It's already in the future. It's already happened. There's nothing you can do. All right, I don't mean meditate in a isolation chamber where you can't hear your damn trading view alarms. All right, if you get stopped out, you probably have an alarm saying, hey, you got stopped out. All right, then okay, yeah, open your eyes and then see where you're at. All right, and if it doesn't come back above your entry, all right, set up a new entry at your at where you would like to enter and set up a conditional and to meditate again because it sounds like you need it. If I'm meditating, I put my stop out to the goat scream. Kite, do you enter if you just missed the entry on the A wave pivot? If you miss it, the best thing that you can do is be patient and wait to see if a new bullish ABC forms for continuation of the current move to the upside. All right, so like if right now you did not get in at 47 or 40, not 47, but 41.7 or 41.3, wait, and I know that sucks. You might go, well, what if it continues just blasting off to the upside? That's just a fact that you have to live with. All right, don't just FOMO in. But like, let's say, on maybe this comes down for a retest and it forms, we come back up and we form an ABC like this, and maybe we come back down like this for a retest. All right, you can always get in on this one right here if it is going, and then, from that point, it should continue on to the upside if it stays above the A. Don't stress out. What are my thoughts on BCH? Well, I mean, you can kind of concur from, my thoughts on, on BTC. But in terms of its particular price structure, I mean, we're looking good. We have an A, we have a B, we have a C, and we had a pullback to, would you look at that, the 0.441, 0.382 region. All right. And we are currently above the A of this ABC. So you can see right here. It kept trying to get above it, and once it got above it, boom. Kite, my trading view alarm doesn't work very good for me. Are you using like your phone for your alarms, or are you using your computer? Like, I come from a very different situation. Like I said, most of the time I'm I'm around my computer and I have desktop speakers. So using the actual alarm from the desktop works for me, but I understand that like on the TradingView app, it kind of just dings once and you might miss it. You can always change the specific sound that TradingView makes on your phone. That way you know that it's TradingView. And over time, you will, come accustomed that, okay, that's the particular sound I need to hear. That way it doesn't blend in with all your text messages and your DoorDash alerts. Also, like on my iPhone, like I have it so that it will like flash my camera, which has got me into trouble a couple times being out in public because people usually associate a camera flash with you just took a picture of them. But it's better than not noticing that alarm going. The TradingView alert is getting hit. Do you place your A at the body or the wicks? The wicks. I work on absolutes. All right, the price got there. Just because it's not a candle body doesn't mean that it's not significant. I go off of the wicks. You don't want to hear that, but my wife hates you. Your wife hates me? Why does your wife hate me? I'm so sad now. Like that just destroyed my emotional state. What did I do? What did I do? It's okay. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine. We're fine here. Misa's wife hates me, you know? It's cool. It is what it is. Kite, can you explain how many times your risk management allow you to get stop out before losing your total investment on the BTC macro trade? Pretty much an infinite amount of times. Like I said, obviously you're supposed to reduce your risk size as your account drops in terms of like dollars. So like if you're using 2% risk and your account's at $10,000, that's $200. But then if your account drops all the way down to $2,000, that's only supposed to be, $40. Yeah, $40. Wife changing money. I'm jealous of my own hairdo. I've been looking in the mirror the past couple of days. I'm like, sun's getting real low. Like it's not like I'm getting to that point where like I can see my hairline receding. And I'm like, all this, is it really worth it? You can go be a hippie in the woods, eat some mushrooms, meditate, and you could keep your hairline. Or you can keep charging ahead in this consumerist money grab game and end up bald like every other businessman out there. The hard choices in life, man. Next thing I know, I'll end up looking like Crown Crypto. He just doesn't give a fuck anymore. His hair is a market indicator at that point. Every time you stream, I'm here and I don't listen to her. And that's why your wife hates me. Pay more attention to your wife. Is that weed or nicotine? It's nicotine. I really can't smoke weed all that much anymore. Sometimes I'll take like a minuscule puff. But, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I believe mostly it's just because like the weed that has hit the streets lately is like 30% THC. But whenever I smoke, like my heart just goes crazy. It's not fun. You know, if I smoke like a very small amount, like I'm talking like a singular puff, I'm blasted. I remember like probably like 2.5 months ago or something like that, I took one bong rip from my cousin, and I thought I was gonna die. I ended up knocking on his door, you know, an hour later, going, "Can I watch TV in your room? Because if you need to call an ambulance." Because like my heart was like, my heart rate wasn't high. I think my heart rate was like 160, which is high for being not working out. But your heart rate, you know, you do 220 minus your age, and that should be your maximum heart rate. So I mean, I was well in the means of like not dying, but like it felt different. And so like I sat and I was doing some meditation, trying to control my heart rate, and like it went boom, and I could not feel a single beat after that. And like I thought I stopped my heart, or like I was going into cardiac arrest or something. So I was like, I need to stay in your room. I'm gonna die. Yeah, weed needs to go back to like, you know, like a 50-50 blend of like CBD and THC. It needs to go back to like 8% THC. This stupid 30% THC can suck it. Is this my natural hair color? Yes, yes it is. I'm not out here doing magic marker brown. In legal states, you can get weed that's 10 to 13%. Weed's legal here. I live in Virginia. Weed's completely legal. You can have up to, I think, 2 or 3 plants per household. We don't have any dispensaries yet, but those are coming out next year. Next year, people are allowed to open up dispensaries. Yeah, I got these magic mushroom chocolate bars, and a couple weeks ago, you know, I ate. There's 12 pieces, and apparently it's an eighth per chocolate bar. And I'll tell you what, I think they're lying because it felt like a lot more than an eighth. I ate 4 pieces, and then I go and I wash my car, and the sun's going down. I'm looking at the sunset, and I'm like, yeah, this is really nice, but this doesn't feel like a lot. So then I go back upstairs and I eat 2 more pieces. And about like 20 minutes later, I'm like, this was a bad idea. This is way too much. And I'm like on the couch. And I'm at the point where like it feels like I'm made out of magnets, and like I'm stuck to the earth core, and I'm like trying to get up, and I'm like, this isn't working. This is not good. And eventually, like about an hour later, I was able to like wobble back to the computer, just collect my thoughts. that was it was too much, too much. Kite, sorry, just joined. Your TP is still 0.441 or your MACD leader just crossed now. I'm waiting for 52,000 to 54,000 before even thinking of taking profit. Got a little fishy here snorting. Snort. Can you tell us more about the MACD leader? There's not a lot to say. It's just a simple momentum indicator. It seems to be a little bit more responsive than the MACD. Like I said, you're looking for the green and red to cross to the upside or to the downside. Like I said, you're not. It's not meant to be used in terms of like the second that it crosses, you go short. Like obviously it would have worked right here, but you don't know how far this is going to come down. What I do is I'm using the larger time frames primarily to kind of say like, okay, like right here, all right, the MACD leader crossed to the upside all the way back when Bitcoin was at 42,764. That does not mean go long. It just means that the market is starting to build a little bit of momentum to the upside and you're waiting for the next available setup. And if you're looking at the chart at that time, the only available setup that would be forming that makes sense is this larger structure right here. All right, so you just go ahead and wait for that. Obviously, we took this trade when it first happened, but unfortunately, it went down a little bit more and we ended up forming an ABC off of the C wave. You never know what's going to happen. You just have to wait for it and play it as it comes. All right. There's no way to absolutely for certain understand exactly how price action is going to work out. All right. Anybody that says they do is idiotic. All right. We're looking for particular structures. We don't know what the lows are going to be. That's why we wait for if this and that statements. If we know that we're above the A, the possibility that the C wave is done is a lot higher. And that's why I choose to take my trades when we're either above or below the A. Robert, thank you very much, man. Should I buy Root? I don't know what Root is, so I'm not going to say if you should buy it. I'll look at the chart, but if there's nothing, I mean, there's not a lot to go off of here, to be honest with you. How you're coming to the conclusion that you feel like $70 is coming, like shit, you know, I don't know what this coin is, but there's nothing I can, there's no technical analysis here, you know, there's nothing giving you a target of $70. There's nothing saying just hop into a long right now, you know. Yeah, I don't know what to say to you on that one. I would say BTC is in a really good place. And I do think that we're looking for some substantial upside. Whether or not that translates to Root, I am unsure. That's all. I smoked weed once and I ended up sleeping with my neighbor's wife. I'm sorry. Like you can't really you can't really say like I wasn't in control with that one. That just means that you wanted to sleep with your neighbor's wife. Like if you're blackout drunk Yeah, like you could make the argument that you were blackout drunk and you didn't know what you were doing. But with weed, you're fully conscious. Like you can't just blame it on the weed. You might as well just edit your sentence to say, "I slept with my neighbor's wife." The weed has nothing to do with it. Oh my god, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's. Oh my god. Please do TA on Luna. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's not a lot going on Luna. There's nothing really significant telling me that it's going to have a huge dump or anything like that. Yeah, I think it still looks good. In terms of price structure, like it doesn't seem to be consistent with ABCs at all. Like if you look back at some of these dumps or these pumps, it doesn't seem to be using the same exact market structure as like BTC. But once again, like just take what I'm saying on BTC and translate it. All right, if BTC is sitting bullish, you can pretty much apply that to any coin. Now, obviously, some of the exact entries might be different on some of those coins, but hey. Oh, I have this little like YouTube short that I wanted to show you guys. I don't know if any of you guys know the YouTuber, not the YouTuber, the Senator John Kennedy, but I thought it was hilarious. Like they just took everything he says out of context, and it's such a good little edit. Let's see. This one.
Avocado toast eating.
Can I take cocaine with my
Goat's milk latte drinking. Avocado toast eating.
Can I take cocaine with my spouse?
No, sir. No, sir.
I did not call Senator Sanders an ignorant slut.
I'm not talking about buying it, but let's suppose I came in one day and the cocaine was there.
People who are bilingual, speak English and stupid. I don't know why we have to give money to countries that hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. Looks like we're giving Lindsay Lohan the keys to the minibar. President Biden is sort of like Kevin Bacon at the end of Animal House. I can't get my head that far up my rear end. Stick it up their fact checker. They can kiss my ass. Somebody at the White House has been smoking the devil's lettuce. Okay, my car doesn't run off fairy dust. My car doesn't run off unicorn urine.
Christmas ornaments, drywall, and Jerry Epstein. Name 3 things that don't hang themselves.
Come here. Oh my goodness.
The one where he says, I don't know why we're giving money to countries that hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. That's my favorite one by far. I did not call him an ignorant slut. I shroomed hoping for a profound vision or profound wisdom from the shroom gods and literally got nothing. Defeated, I went to take a piss, and the toilet had to feed me seed more kind of personality. That's the best. That's the best. Do I think I'll ever use Market Cipher again? No, I don't. Can I take a look at Bit? Seems to be a little bit too early in Bit's market career to say anything certain about it using ABCs just yet. Yeah, there's not a lot to say. The last interview I watched with CryptoFace in it was the one with Richard Hart, and I had to. That one was funny. That was a very funny interview. Like, and I think he was drunk during it, if I remember correctly. And I don't know why he thought it was like that was a good idea. There's so many good things that happened during that interview. Like, first off, Richard Hart was like getting at him, like basically saying like MC is like a copy of Lazy Bear, and then he got all mad about that. And then later, like during the interview, Richard Hart was like, "I just got banned off of YouTube." It was just, and they were just sitting there like, "What the fuck?" It was such a good interview. Cooching? Dude, I wish there was an exchange called Cooching. Coochie coin. That's what they're instead of like bit or B&B, it would just be coochie on Cooching. I have like it's like a charcoal S-Class. So like technically on like the like on the spec sheet they call it black, but it's like a dark gray. Coochie swap. Sounds like a swingers club. We hit 17K subs. That's fantastic. The only ever time I find out like I hit like a new milestone is when somebody says something. Oh man. Thank you guys. I remember when I had like 2,000. Good times. Still good times. Yeah, we wicked up a couple $100 in 2 seconds. On Bitcoin, that's no big deal. That's a regular day. Now, if we wicked up $200 to $300 on sushi in 2 to 3 seconds, I'd quit. I'm leaving for Barbados at that point. I'll take the money that I made off the challenge account and let the rest of my spot holdings go, and then I'll be gone. Be moved away. I'll pursue that hippie life. I only need if we can get $217 on sushi, then I'll just be an easy 1 mil. I tattoo sushi on my face. Crypto Jules, I don't know how I feel about that. I appreciate it. He said, I'm one of the newer ones. You're the okayest crypto vlogger I've seen yet. I'm the okayest. You know what? I'll take it. What does that mean? The okayest. It sounds like it's like a super villain. Oh my god. The okayest has overthrown the city. You got the anarchist and you got the okayest. How much do I earn in average live streaming? Zip. Nada. Like from the live streams themselves, when I did monetize them, I think I was making about $15 off of every single live stream. Which, you know, if I live streamed every single day, possibly be making close to 500, 600 bucks a month off of live streams. But I found that they were more boring if I monetized them because I couldn't play the music that I wanted to play. You know, it sucked. LWK, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Moon now? I don't know if we're going to moon now. We already mooned. What are you talking about? We're up like $1,500 from last night. Moon now or moon later? That I do not know. I just sit here and draw smiley faces. Actually looks more like a ninja. Like with a face covering on. I mean, sushi to $130 wasn't that bad of a dream. Reason being is, I mean, if you look at sushi's total supply, it's like a quarter of what Uniswap is. Now, sushi had a lot of problems back when the bull market was first starting, but they've switched hands over to Avalanche. So there might be a little bit more transference of people coming over from Uniswap or just straight to sushi in general. Because I do think sushi has a better UI. Now, it's not that hard to have a good UI for that type of exchange, but I think sushi just looks more appetizing, ironically. So, I mean, with 1/4 of the circulating supply, actually just 1/4 of the max supply, if it can do anything close to what Uniswap has done, it can very easily make some good money. I don't know why that just got me, but it looks like the Hamburglar, dude. I was hoping this was gonna make like a like a circle, but it just made like a like a little Pokemon guy. Make an NFT out of it. Goomba. It kind of does. Little Goomba chart guy. Fish, go lay down. Go lay down. I definitely got high and slept with my neighbor's wife. So what people sleeping with their neighbors' wives? What happened to his left eye? Why do that? Fish, stop, buddy. You're okay. What's its name? I have no clue. It's my sleep paralysis demon. Comes to me in the middle of the night. I don't know what it wants. I'll take a look at the US 100. That looks good to me. Well, just look at it. Would you just look at it? And see right here, we had an ABC to the downside. Then it came back up. That becomes our A. This becomes our B. And this is our C. And you can see right here, A, B, C. And right now we are above the A. Looks all well and fine. Actually, it's one of the better corrections that we've seen on the US 100 in quite a long time. Like, I know it doesn't look like much compared to like the crypto market, but this is actually quite a significant correction. I mean, we've been sitting kind of going sideways and down for 60 days. I mean, these are all like 20 to 30 day corrections right here. I mean, the last larger correction that we had was all the way back here when Corona happened, and that was still only 30 days. The last time that we got a correction that lasted 60 days had to have been a significant long time ago. So, I mean, this is actually a really, really good thing. Happy to see it, actually. Very happy to see it. And I did correction. We are actually not above, well, I mean, depending on what time frame you have it on. But we are not above the A right now. But, I mean, it doesn't take much to get us back above it. That's it, 15,168. And we're only $30 below it. So, it's looking good. It's looking good. I was taking a look at the metrics for sushi earlier, and I didn't know that they have this thing right here on. You can just. I love looking at these messages. $10 buy this weekend. Yeah, okay, buddy. Just bought $100,000 worth of sushi. It could 4x by the end of the month. Yeah, 4x in 10 days. Good luck with that. Bearish, boys out. I love people so much. Sell, take profit. It's going to dump. Break the resistance. I am a 3D modeler. I can create your NFTs. Oh, I forgot you guys can't see it because my face is in the way. I want to create a CoinMarketCap account just to participate in these chats and just say dumb shit. I wonder what BTC's chat looks like. We will pass to 60K after Chinese New Year. Take a look at Ridge Token. Tesla. Actually, no. Tesla. Tesla just announced a BTC event. BTC will be back. My mom bought $20. Now she has $19. I got liquidated hard. My 40x leverage gone. Three hours ago. Please tell me my 80x short leverage will play out. I love this. This is so good. I love it so much. Get away from the door. Come here. Come here. Get away from the door. Yes. Fun fact, this is actually how the McDonald's arches were created. You know what? I'm just gonna Control C. All right, cool. Russia and Ukraine flare-up could dunk on this whole setup. Oh, will they, won't they? Oh, God. I feel like it's just a bunch of, like, schoolgirls at this point. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't try me. I'm gonna do it. Stop. I'm gonna do it. I feel like it's just used to scare people. I know war is like nothing to joke about, but you got to think like I don't think there will be another war. When you hear it too often in the news, the only time that like you're going to actually have a war is if you don't hear about it. It's the things that happen in secret that cause wars, not in public. And like just the mutual destruction that would be caused by like a war like that, nobody wants that. Nobody is that dumb. Tell Bitbird I say hello. Like, war has been happening for so long. Like, it all happens on social media. If you want to like really affect a country, just get into the social media and cause the country to get mad at themselves. It's exactly what you see happening with the US. You have China getting into people's heads, imitating Democrats or imitating Republicans, trying to get one to hate another. And it's the whole thing with the Bible, a house divided against itself cannot stand. Next time we get on a stream, I'm just going to meditate for an hour and a half. I'm just going to close my eyes and just let price action do what it do. Or how about we do a Wim Hof breathing live stream for 2 hours, and hopefully we all have a spiritual experience. Maybe get attacked by a couple bears. No, that's not him snoring. That's the song that I have on right now. Yeah, Duper, last time I did Wim Hof for 2 hours straight, and ended up falling through my floor, having a conversation with something orange, and then getting attacked by a spirit bear. Wim Hof it's it's powerful stuff, dude. A lot more powerful than most drugs. I posted that story on Reddit, asking for anybody that's had anything similar, and one guy was like, "Did you pee yourself by any chance?" He was like, "Because it sounds like you had a seizure." I was like, "No, I did not have a seizure. Didn't pee myself." I'm pretty sure like when people have seizures, they don't get attacked by spirit bears. I asked my sister, who has seizures like every other day. It's like, "You ever get attacked by a spirit bear?" And she was like, "Nope, it's just eternal darkness." Kite, would you run through the basic TA? I'm late to the live stream. All right, so on the macro scale, we have an ABC to the downside. Right now, we are still currently above that level, which is about 41,700. And we have came back down and retested it, confirming a correction with this ABC, which is exactly what you want to see. So right now, in terms of this ABC in particular, we shouldn't really see any major downside unless we confirm a lower weekly high around 54 to 52K. All right, because I mean, if we get up to 54, 52K and we have a substantial ABC around that region, I will have to short it because that would be the most bearish case scenario. If we can form a lower weekly high to create like a significant downtrend, that would be something of significance. But until then, no. Okay, is there a certain number of times you'll get stopped out of this trade before it eats up your portfolio? Like if I keep going at the rate I'm going, like 12 times. But past, like if the portfolio does get below like $1,200, I have to lower my risk anyways. So theoretically, I can get stopped out like 60 times. Because as your account dwindles, you have to lower your risk as well. I still have the MACD on there. Stop. You have food on the floor. Clean it up before I pour more. The dude knocks all of his food onto the floor and then will scratch his bowl as if he doesn't have food all around the bowl. How would you recommend getting better at using Elliott waves? Don't focus too much on exact fibs getting hit. Instead, worry about the structure itself. Stop. Like I said, with the MACD leader, it's not the type of indicator where I'm just taking the trade the second that it crosses. It's just something to have in the background to help me get a good idea of where the macro wants to go. All right, so like the hourly, for example, has been crossed to the upside all the way back here. All right. All that simply tells us is that momentum is trying to start to move to the upside. Doesn't mean that price action will still not go down. It means start looking for bullish setups. All right. So right now, the 4-hour cross to the upside, 8-hour has been crossed to the upside for quite a period of time. And the daily has been crossed to the upside ever since pretty much $50,000. All right. Just like with that 1-hour time frame, how we came down to form the larger C. Same thing with this one. It crossed to the upside. Doesn't mean go long. It means watch for the next available macro bullish setup, which is this right here, A, B, C. That's all it is. There's nothing special about it. There's no immediate thing that needs to be done whenever it crosses to the downside or the upside. It's just good to have just in the background. That's all. It's not going to make or break your account. I'm still taking ABC trades the same exact way that I would have before. This just allows me to notice when I need to watch out for the bigger setups. Now, he likes this food. Reason being is because it stinks. Like, I found the smellier the food is, the more he likes it, which is atrocious to have in the same room as you. I got him, been trying out this one brand where like they have like this real salmon flavor, and it smells so bad. It's disgusting. And his farts, like, it's to the point where like I want to throw him out of the room. What alerts or such do you use for reentry? I mean, I don't use any alerts for entries. If you have a setup and you get stopped out and that setup is still valid and you come back below the A or back above the A, you re-enter. There is no if this or like, there's no if this or buts. It's if the setup is there, the setup is there, and there's nothing that's going to change that. Besides, like, if you continue past it so far that it doesn't make sense to enter it anymore. Hey, Bird, what's new, my man? Nothing much. I got diagnosed with ADHD, joined a gym. That's pretty much all that's going on. I'm going to the bar next week. And I'm going to memorize the intro, like the dance they do in the intro of Peacemaker. And that's what I'm going to use as my special tactic. If you guys don't know, we're going to play this. This is going to be me at the bar. Probably one of the best intros of this generation. Hands down. I know the subtitles were like giving commentary on how they came up with the dance. All right, guys. I think we're going to log off for the day. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours so far. with very little going on. It seems like the good stuff only happens when I'm not streaming. It's ridiculous. But yeah. 5 minutes trying to cross the upside. 15-minute. Yeah, see how far we've came back down on the MACDL with just that little bit little itty bitty amount of price action. Like, I mean, in terms of like size, like, you know, how do I do this? Yeah, I mean, it's almost the same amount of distance as this gigantic drop right here. Tupa. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And it's almost the new month. It's almost February. March, April, May. Got 3 more months until I got to give a fat paycheck to the government. Absolutely fat. Stupid amount of money for taxes this year. Absolutely atrocious amount of money is leaving my bank account for Uncle Sam. It's like we're all paying child support to the government each year. It's ridiculous. The only tax that I won't pay is this freaking dog tax, dude. It's $10. They can go screw themselves. They only pay $10 for fish. I paid $175 for fish, and they expect me to pay 17.5% of what my dog is worth just to own him. Ridiculous. I'm going to go watch Peacemaker and order Qdobas. And then continue to watch Peaky Blinders. Are you a crypto millionaire now? I'm sitting pretty. Time to backflip. I can't do a backflip. If I try to do a backflip, I kill myself, dude. I am not in enough shape to successfully perform a backflip. Here, you guys haven't seen fish in a long time. Let me give you a little update. Come here. Why are you so fat? Switch it over. What are you? So can I expect Lambo with ABC? All right, guys. We're heading off. Crackhead time frames. Oh my God, would you look at it? Would you look at the 15-second ABC? Right there, boom. 15 seconds. And then that's going to form this And then we go to $80,000. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow because I'm trying to stay on schedule. I streamed today because I missed yesterday. We will check back in on price action and see where we're at. And yeah, hopefully you guys have good days, getting ready for the weekend. And hopefully if you guys got any snow past a week or so, you guys are staying safe as well. But yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of in a rush because I really want to watch Peacemaker. So you guys know I love you, even though I'm not going to say goodbye to everybody one by one today. But yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I didn't like say what songs I was going to play last time we got off. So let's do that today. I don't know exactly what I'm going to play. I could play a little bit more Token. But Token might not be everybody's cup of tea. Because he is a little bit more vulgar than most people that I play. But I'm going to play... I'm going to play Thank God and Hot. All right, I'm going to play Hot first and then Thank God. And Hot is definitely hot. It is a absolute banger of a song. Like, I don't really like songs that are like heavy on the beat, but this one's pretty okay. All right, let's do the thing. Let's do the thing, guys. I was gonna wink, but then I thought that would be weird because I don't want your neighbor's wife to fall in love with me. Bye.
Not cool with this, it's T. Chop, 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 hit it quick, then leave. Pop, 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 and the champagne bleed. Drop, 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 put a bitch on knees. Shot, shot, shot till the clip is clean. Hot, hot, hot when I hit that scene. Hot, hot, hot when I hit that scene. Hot, hot, hot when I hit that scene. Hot, hot, hot. Bitches, I got them breast to breast. Two wishing I paid her next semester. Two different, I shouldn't press the press. Suit fitted with an extra press. Louis Vuitton is the dress address. Who listed from the best to worst? Blue ribbon on my chest, I'm first. Blue ribbon like a BC frat bitch boy. We pop like 3D flat bitch boy. That ain't no BB gat lil toy. I don't know shit that stay in my homies whip like easy pass bitch boy. When Mac was easy Mac bitch boy. I didn't have shit, now I got double click like PC pad bitch. Make cake in a payday, my brother. 8 bays, but I maintain my lover. Drink and a drink taste like butter. Might make way to the AA like Gunna. That hoe just blow for my brother, so I told my other bro, no, don't fuck her. My bro still got a home in the gutter, got no foes, but he still hold that blocker. Knock, 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 who with this is T. Chop, 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 hit it quick, then leave. Pop, 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 and the champagne bleed. Drop, 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 put a bitch on knees. Shot, shot, shot till the clip is clean. Hot, hot, hot when I hit that scene. Hot, hot, hot when I hit that scene. Hot, hot, hot when I hit that scene. Hot, hot, hot. levels in the crib, I fuck in the bottom one, no. Top of the shoe, got a tag in it, what does it say? It say, look at all of them O's. All of them O's say, ooh, and so do all of them hoes. I'm profitable. I got a bro who was banging and throwing them signs in front of your crib, just like it's a property sold. She call me Honey Benny, she my Mata hoe. 2021 and I'm on go. Went from Denny's to Tamaki Rose. All your money like it's Abu Dhabi in the Bentley on the highway home. Baby asked me wanna split the bill because it turn her on when I say ha no, ha no. Ha 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 no. Tone different, I'm a whole different man. 2 cups and I move slow like Minahan. Green 20s in a whole green by kilogram. Blue hundreds in a whole blue like Jigga Man. Pulling out she-whole kids like minivan. Pulling out she. Fuck.
About some things is fun. And just knowing that I wasn't the only one.
When I hit that scene, when I hit that scene, when I hit that scene, when I hit that scene.
Not cool with this ST. Chop, 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 hit it quick, then leave. Pop, 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 and the champagne bleed. Drop, 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 put a bitch on knees. Shot, shot, shot till the clip is clean. When I hit that scene, when I hit that scene, when I hit that scene. I got one life to live, I said, baby, let's get high.
I don't really remember too much, but I remember was putting the number in really fast.
Yeah. I got one life to live, I said, baby, let's get high. 6,000 square feet, it's time to treat them like they're mine. Finney rolled a wood up, put my foot up and recline. With my baby that I almost broke up without a pride.
Yeah, I remember that day like...
I do a lot because of pride. Hosting parties gotta be the most twisted one inside. It's been a fucked up year, I spent half of getting high. I guess the more I learn about myself, the more I wanna hide. But my sister finally clean, thank God. Mama beat cancer, thank God. Dad just had a heart attack and big man survived. I gotta remember, thank God.
He finished everything.
I still don't eat enough, I just told my homie about it, but I kept it brief enough. 4 hours at the gym, workers think I'm getting buff. Everybody at the crib know I'm the least healthy one. Don't gas me, I'm the one. Hoes had me on the run, throw raspy off a blunt. Token wide awake, no caffeine in the cup. Gotta put my brakes up, coke addict in my blood, but I'm getting wise, thank God. I don't do lines, thank God.
It's been a while now and...
My ex moved on and that shit affect my pride. But I feel fine, thank God.
I always think about that day.
I wanna be a gentleman, but I don't got a man to sketch. I don't got a grandpa left, and I love my dad a lot, but he ain't teach me nothing yet. Teacher touched him as a kid, he don't even have sex. Thank God I'm alright. I was 13 when an older homie touched me. I thought if I said it out loud, it'd make it seem more real than it is now to me. I'm not gay, if I was gay I would be proud to be. Life is funny though, I don't even talk to dude, but he got a younger sister that my girlfriend used to fuck with too. Small world, lot of secrets in that bitch. Never talked to God, but I feel like he's speaking on his bitch. Knew he hit a lot of muscle in the demons, and I think life is all about balance. Pink, 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 thank God. Woo.
Everyone has been on both sides. Some people just need to put in more effort to find the balance.